Hi everybody, and welcome to another session of the EduTuesday. So today we're going to be talking about something that actually is quite interesting, and many people maybe don't know about it, or they know about it, but they don't know about the term that is currently being used in the industry. So what we are talking about today is something called zero position ranking, right? And you must be thinking, Cheech, you are crazy now. What is this zero position ranking? I thought that the highest ranking you could actually get is number one in the organic search results. Now, technically that's true. For the organic section of the search results, it is number one. However, featured snippets now, or snippets of information, right, that is in addition to the organic rankings, right, have been starting to show up in the search results. And more importantly, they have been showing up above the organic search results. So that is how they came about the term zero position rankings. Okay, so we're going to be covering two things today. First thing is, how do these look like? So what do we talk about when we say featured snippets? Okay, so what do we mean? Okay, so we're going to show you that in a minute. Now number two, and more importantly, is that, okay, why is it important? And then how can you go about trying to really trigger more featured snippets? Yeah. So there's been quite a few studies out on this, and HubSpot did quite an extensive study, and they actually found out that feature snippets really increased the click-through rate, sometimes in the order of 115% or more. Okay, so in a minute when I show you the actual look and feel of the feature snippet in the SERPs, right, you understand why that could easily be the case. Okay. So that's the why, and then the how, we'll go through the how as well. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to have a look at example of a feature snippet. So page authority, okay, so page authority is a term that belongs to Moz.com. It's a metric that they use as part of their tools, right? So what you see in front of you are two examples of feature snippets. So there's one is the paragraph snippet, feature snippet, and then there is one called the related questions feature snippet. Okay, now you see how both of these actually dominate the entire space, so there is nothing else but feature snippets. So above the fold, right, if you were to have feature snippets triggered, you would literally capture pretty much 100% of the clicks if visitors or users do not scroll down. Okay, so you scroll down, right, then you have all the organic search rankings, organic search results, which is Moz, and then the rest. So for Moz, it's great. They own both feature snippets and the top spot for organics. But imagine if, say, for example, you own number one for organic, but someone else owned number zero, right? Or the feature snippets here. What do you think that would do to your click-through rate for your number one organic search result? The answer is that it probably would be impacted quite significantly, and in a negative way as well. So that is why feature snippets should be something that you'll be looking at to try to generate or try to trigger from your website. Okay, so how do you go about triggering such feature snippets? So we're going to be showing just two examples, right? So this is the first example that you've seen so far. So kind of a definition term, right? Query term. So what they've done is Moz.com has actually did a bit of research into this, and what they've noticed is that it's important, and this is the actual page that is actually being triggered. It's important that the content is highly relevant. So not to say that backlinks are not important. It's not to say that authority is not important, but high relevance is very important. So make sure that if it is a definition type query or intent term, right, that in the first one or two paragraphs, you go directly and answer the question as best as possible. So actually give a very concise and accurate definition of what it is. So in this case, concise and accurate definition of page authority, right? This is mirroring the model that journalists use in newspapers, right, which is called the inverse triangle method. So you want to have the most juiciest information at the top, followed by fillers and supporting information, and the middle part and the end section of the content. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, so what happens, say for example, if it's more kind of a list item instead of a definition, so like a top 10 or best ways to build an office table from scratch. Great example here is actually from HubSpot, right? So this is called How to Motivate Sales Team. It's fantastic. So look at that. It says strategies to motivate sales. It has the list here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6. So this is another example of a feature snippet, right? So not only do you have the list, but you also have the images as well. Now, as part of the HubSpot research and a look into possibly how feature snippets are triggered, right? What they did find was that using the list tags, so meaning using the LI tags, right, and building that out, and again, using same as before, inverse triangle method, most important at the top, right? It was rather quite successful, and they did conclude that it appears that this list tag method is important, but obviously going forward, more testing is required. So the takeaway from this part is that make sure that the code is very clean, and where possible, use list tags if you want to try to trigger feature snippets that rely on lists. Cool. So those are 2 examples of how feature snippets can be triggered, and yeah, the takeaway message really is to look at your website and the terms in which you can really look to generate more feature snippets, increase click-through rates, increase inbound traffic. So fantastic way to improve overall performance of your inbound marketing campaign. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.